G'day folks, Mad Aussie here, and welcome to the Aussie Report. In this episode, we're going to take another look at New South Wales Police and the shenanigans that they have been up to. We're going to jump over to the website Sydney Criminal Lawyers yet again because they've produced some great work. This article is titled New South Wales Police Claim Ignorance of the Law as they continue to illegally strip search kids. This was posted on the 22nd of the 8th, 2022. Scrolling down, this goes on to say, more than 4,000 strip searches were carried out in New South Wales between July 2020 and July 2022, 100 of them on children and young people. The alarming figures include more than 100 days of lockdown during the COVID pandemic, when crime decreased significantly across the board and festivals and other events were put on hold. First is titled, Police Claim Ignorance of the Law. Several inquiries over the years, from a 2006 study by the New South Wales Ombudsman through to a 2020 inquiry by its successor, the Law Enforcement Conduct Commission, have found that many officers claim to be unaware of the laws relating to the strip searches they are undertaking, despite those rules being set down in the Law Enforcement Powers and Responsibility Act of 2002, and were routinely carrying out strip searches illegally. Due to police continuing to act illegally and with impunity, a class action was recently launched against the force by lawyers acting for young music festival goers in an attempt to highlight the illegal use of the humiliating and intrusive practice, attempt to effect systemic change and bring about some semblance of accountability, although at the end of the day any payout will come from taxpayer funds, not from offending officers themselves. Next is titled, Police Strip Search Children as Young as 13 years old. Data recently released under Freedom of Information laws reveals that of the strip searches conducted between July 2020 and May 2022, more than 100 children were among those searched, including a 13-year-old. While the numbers are significantly lower than those reported by the Bureau of Crime Statistics and Research, in 2018, when more than 200,000 personal searches were conducted by New South Wales police officers, including the strip searching of an 11-year-old, there is still a general problem with the whole practice of strip searches. They are highly invasive, and the data from 2018 showed that 88% of personal searches resulted in police finding nothing, not illegal drugs, not knives or other concealed weapons. The other concern is that police have targets in relation to strip searches, which in itself could potentially lead officers to feel under pressure to overlook their legal responsibility, which states that they must have a reasonable suspicion in order to conduct a strip search in favour of meeting quotas. Next is titled LEPRA, L-E-P-R-A. Section 31 of the Law Enforcement Powers and Responsibilities Act of 2002, that a police officer can only strip search a person if he or she suspects on reasonable grounds that the seriousness and urgency of circumstances make it necessary. While police must not search children under the age of 10 years old, and a parent or guardian must be present when they are searching youths under the age of 18, it can be a traumatizing experience, and many believe that it is a practice that should not be used at all on young people. Next is titled LECC Inquiry. The LECC Inquiry also pointed out in its final report that based on evidence heard during the inquiry, police appeared to be inadequately trained to appropriately conduct strip searches, and in many cases claimed not to know the law. In fact, one police officer who testified at the first set of hearings involved in the 2018 Splendour in the Grass Festival admitted to having personally conducted 19 unlawful strip searches. The inquiry also heard that while police officers are supposed to keep records of all strip searches and the reasons they are undertaken, records are not routinely checked, let alone audited. There has been a great deal of community concern for some time that strip searches have become part of the normal police practice or have become somewhat weaponized. That is, used to threaten, intimidate and humiliate members of the general public. Certainly, some testimony from those who have been strip searched by police suggests their experience definitely made them feel that way. The LECC inquiry heard an account that involved a police officer saying to a 15-year-old naked boy, "Hold your dick and lift your balls up and show me your gooch." The coronial inquest, which examined the deaths of 6 people who died during or just after attending music festivals across New South Wales between December 2017 and January 2019, also touched on the practice of strip searches. The inquiry heard from a young teenage patron that a police officer allegedly threatened to make a strip search nice and slow if she didn't tell her where she was hiding the drugs. Both the LECC and the coronial inquest made a number of recommendations for reform, but police action has been slow. Last up is titled Class Action. In the meantime, New South Wales festival goers have taken matters into their own hands, having launched a class action against the New South Wales Police Force in the Supreme Court of New South Wales last month, claiming that police officers carried out unlawful acts including assault, battery and false imprisonment against the festival goers whilst searching them for illicit substances. Well, that's the end of that article. Please let me know what you guys think in the description below. Like, share and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you all on the next episode.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.